Hi, my name is Officer Jim Wagner, and I am a law enforcement officer in Southern California. I'm also currently on a tactical team, and I've been in tactics for several years now. I've had the good fortune of training with counter-terrorist teams and tactical teams throughout the world. GSG-9, United States Marshals SOG, FBI, DEA clandestine labs, and the list goes on. And what I'm going to show you in this videotape are the most common hand signals used throughout the military and law enforcement. However, hand signals are not exclusively for tactical teams. In fact, they're very much neglected for patrol officers, narcotic officers, probation officers, who also need these. Anytime you're in a situation where you need to communicate without using a radio or without using verbal communications, which could jeopardize your position or your mission, you need to have hand signals. Now, whenever you use hand signals, they need to be clear, concise, and exaggerated so people can understand it, because it could be distances, or it could be in a situation where there's a lot of confusion and noise, and your hand signals are very important that they be understood. A lot of times hand signals are used in situations where even radio might not be effective, or even shouting. For example, in a firefight, or when we're doing GO-plat takedowns, gas and oil platform takedowns, where the machinery and the noise is just horrendous and you can't even hear somebody standing 4 or 5 feet away from you. So hand signals become very important in many situations. Now, it is said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a videotape is worth 1,000,000 words. And whether your department has a program for hand signals or not, you can follow along with this videotape and practice, and it's a lot easier than looking on a sheet of paper with a bunch of diagrams and figures. And so these are going to be, again, easy to follow along, and the main thing is committing it to memory. You may not use every single hand signal in this video, but the ones that will pertain to you or your mission, get them down to memory and everybody on your team, and that will help promote officer safety. This means I have information. You hold your hand up vertically as making the capital letter I. This means that I have a command or an order. Some teams also hold it straight out in a fist, which is vertical, and this will also mean the same thing, a command or an order. If you are wanting to ask a question or signaling a question, you will raise your hand up and arch your fingers as if to make a question mark. If you don't understand somebody's hand signal or what they want you to do, then this is the symbol for you don't understand. A puzzled type look, holding the hands up again to the side. Don't ever angle the body to somebody or they might not see it correctly. Always directly facing them and bring it up like so. This will mean you have a question. If you don't understand something, then let them know by moving your hands side to side and moving your head back and forth. If you want someone to see something or to observe something, you'll put your hand over your eyebrows like this, or on the visor of your helmet or hat, and cup the hand as if putting out the glare from the sun. This means look or observe. It doesn't mean go there, it just means look. If you have received a message and you want to acknowledge it, simply put out the OK symbol. Let them know that you received it. Always acknowledge every hand signal, whether you don't understand or whether you do understand. You got to give one or the other so you can make sure that your teammates are properly doing what you want them to do or what they want you to do. To communicate yes, you simply move your head up and down. Yes, you acknowledge, or yes, you understood, yes, you have the shield, whatever it is, whatever they're trying to communicate, and it is affirmative, head up and down. We already do that anyway internationally. No, obviously, is moving back and forth. No. No, I don't have it. No, I don't see them. It can mean anything, but this is the universal symbol for no. And again, don't just nod your head like this. exaggerate so people can understand. Especially when you have a helmet on, gas mask, you're going to want your movements exaggerated so they can see from a distance, or again through gas or whatever the situation may be. To have you disregard what I just said, or to erase what I just said, bring your palm up and move it side to side. This is like a windshield wiper or like somebody wiping a chalkboard clean. Just disregard. If you want somebody to hear something or you want them to listen, then bring your hand up and put it to your ear as if to trap the sound. The hand gesture for cover is taking the palm of your hand and cupping it and patting your head. Now, if I want you to cover me, I would point to you. I would use the symbol cover and me. You cover me. Or if I want to cover you, perhaps you're going to make a movement and I'm going to cover you as you make a movement. I point to me, I will cover you. Now, cover again is taking refuge behind something that can stop a bullet, hopefully behind a pole, a rock, a building if that's all you've got. Whereas concealment is hiding behind something. The symbol for imminent danger is taking your fist, closing them, and putting them on your chest. And simply, you may have to do it a couple times so they understand and that they can see it. Get their attention. Imminent danger. As I said, this means danger or imminent danger. However, as we know in the tactical world, things can change in a moment. So if I want to let people know that the situation is no longer an immediate threat or we're in immediate danger, then you're here and you just throw your hands out like so. That means things are safe, at least for the moment. So here again, danger, throw your hands out, it's safe. If you want your team or a specific member on the team to keep the noise down, whether they're talking or we're talking about noise discipline, hold up your finger and do the shh type shh. So that way they know exactly what you mean. Again, another universal symbol that everybody is familiar with. The hand gesture for talk is this. Maybe it's okay for you guys to talk, or maybe I'm trying to indicate that I hear some talking. This is the symbol for talk. You may find yourself in a situation where your radio's not working, or perhaps a patrol type situation where you're yelling at somebody, they're yelling at you, but you can't hear them. Now this means listen or hear. However, it doesn't tell them that you have a problem. They may be thinking you're just trying to make them listen, which the whole problem is you can't hear. So if you have a problem hearing, then point to your ear. By pointing to your ear a couple times, that means there's something wrong, and it's not that you're not trying to hear them, it's you can't hear them. During long and drawn-out operations, there may be a time where you have to order some people to rest. If that's the case, then to symbolize rest, simply put your hand on like this, over your chest, and cross the arms. For example, rest in peace. So this just means rest. I may want to say, you go take a rest for 5 minutes, or whatever the situation may call for. To indicate me or I will take my index finger and I will exaggerate and I will point to myself. Or I will tap my chest a couple times. That means me. If I want to say you, I just simply point at you. Or if I want him or there, then I just point at the object that I'm interested in. Whether we're talking about a suspect or a hostage, and you want to indicate the gender of that person, then this would be the symbol for male. You're rubbing your face as if you're rubbing the stubble or beard of your face. Now, if we indicate female, it may sound crude, but you simply make two fists and you put it on your chest like breast. The reason we don't do an hourglass type figure is because this could be misinterpreted as a door or window hand gesture, and so we simply make breast. To positively convey that I see a suspect or I'm talking about a suspect, then I will grab my own wrist, and this indicates suspect. To indicate hostage or victim, I simply take my hand and I put it on my throat. Whether I'm talking about a suspect or a victim, I want to indicate he's an adult or she's an adult. So I put my hand up here, which indicates adult. And of course, a juvenile would be about chest level. And then a kid or a child, I put my hand down. If I need a field supervisor or a sergeant, or I want the attention of a sergeant or field supervisor, then I make three fingers to indicate chevrons, and I put it on my sleeve. This will indicate field supervisor or sergeant. If I'm talking about a subject which I believe is mentally disturbed, then we will take our finger, point it towards our head, and spin it, which is a way of saying he is mentally or she is mentally disturbed. Oftentimes in tactical situations, people get wounded, whether it's an officer, a suspect, or a hostage. In that case, if we want to say that somebody is bleeding, we put our hand up and we will gesture as if blood is coming out. Perhaps we're in a situation where I got wounded and I'm not able to say something because I'm in a situation where I might compromise my position. So me bleeding, shoulder, and that would indicate that. Perhaps we're on an operation where there's been a lot of commotion and there's a lot of yelling going on, and so they send up a scout. And if I were a scout and I'm reporting back to what I hear or don't hear, this would be a symbol for so far everything's calm. You put your hands up in front of your face, either way, and then you go like this. This means calm. Everything so far is calm. As a scout, you may also hear somebody yelling and screaming. In that case, we already know the symbol for talk. This would be someone yelling and screaming. And if we hear, of course, beating, then this would be the symbol for physical confrontation of some sort. What kind, we don't know, because right now we hear the yelling and we could hear some beating going on. This may, of course, determine what kind of action we take, if any. Oftentimes in this business you come across dead bodies, whether it's a hostage, a suspect, or a fellow officer. In the case where you do find a body and that you're absolutely sure they're dead, or they appear for the most part dead, then you will take your hands, one side up, one side facing down, and you flip them. Again, this means obviously the person's gone belly up. So you're here, dead. Oftentimes you'll be in situations where you'll request more personnel. Now in the case with hand signals, we're not able to blurt out that we need extra help. Now if I do need extra help, verbally we ask for what we call a trailer or support. So in this case, I'm going to give a hand signal. I have my pillar that is supporting this beam. So if I need support, pillar and the beam. Now, let's say I see a situation where I know I need help. I know I need 2 extra guys. So I'm asking for support, 2 additional bodies. Now, you may find yourself being the point man and coming into contact with the enemy, the suspect, terrorist, whoever you're going after at the time. And to indicate that you have made contact visually, immediately with the enemy, you will bring your hand up, your free hand, and point to the direction with the thumb facing downward. Now, if your team is over your shoulder and they can't see it, then you'll give them a quick symbol showing that you made contact. But you may have a line spread out, They may not be behind you, and in that case, bring it up, point to the object, and come back to your weapon.